What's up, guys? So today I'm going to talk about why you should be nice, but don't be Mr. Nice Guy. And being Mr. Nice Guy can get you into a lot of trouble in your life. Being Mr. Nice Guy can make things a lot harder. And if you are a people pleaser and you do things out of fear a lot, if you're a people pleaser. So a lot of times you don't want to like hurt anybody, or you don't want to offend anybody, or you do a lot of things just because of what you think they're going to think of you if you do something a certain way, or if you say something a certain way, or you're afraid of you're afraid of hurting that person, but what you're more afraid of is that they won't like you or they won't accept you. And so, really, what Mr. Nice Guy comes down to is you being afraid. And, you may seem, if you are in like a nice guy phase, Mr. Nice Guy phase, um, you won't be able to like take a stand for yourself, or you won't be able to uh, like value your time. You won't be able to tell people no. You you just sort of like give a piece of yourself to everybody. And even when you don't like want to, or you want to say no, but you just like can't, you don't, you have that nice guy, uh, like it's easier to say no than to, or it's easier to say yes to the person than you to say no, and then there'd just be a little bit of conflict. So you just go with it. And every time that happens, every time you said yes, you just gained a little bit more resentment and more like frustration at yourself. And then you get frustrated at the situation. For example, if you know you have something, or if you know you want to spend your time doing something that you had planned out, and someone asks you to do something, or your friends invite you out, or something spontaneous happens, and you give in, but you know would rather be doing the thing that you planned out, or you feel like it'd be more beneficial doing the thing that you know is better, but you give in when you really want to say no. You you just you just sort of like uh you did something that went against your authentic, or your like intuition. So every time you do that, it adds up. So you become easily persuadable, like you become easily like pulled in different directions. But, and that it may seem nice on the outside when you say yes, when you're a yes man. It may seem nice, but that's not actually what being nice really means because you're not being true, you're not being authentic, you're not being who you really should be or who you really want to be. So, what does nice actually look like? Nice actually looks like giving. Nice does look like challenging yourself. Nice does look like there are things that you're going to have to do when you don't feel like doing it. Nice is making sacrifices. Nice is telling somebody, telling your mom you love her, telling your family, giving your family compliments. But nice isn't out of fear. If nice, if a compliment came out of fear, then that's not nice. If someone gives you a compliment and you only gave them a compliment back because you felt like you had to, that's not nice. That's actually a lie, you know? Unless, I mean, unless it was actually genuine, like unless someone gives you a compliment and you take that in and appreciate it, and you take a moment and you're like, yeah, well, I like this about you too. And, you have, I like your style, something. If you genuinely appreciate it, but if you just quickly gave that compliment back because you were afraid or there was some level of fear of you meeting up to a certain expectation, then that's not nice. That's actually mean. It's not good. So, how do you stop becoming Mr. Nice Guy? How do you be nice but not be Mr. Nice Guy? Well, the key is to actually sometimes, and I'm actually kind of, I need to work on this myself, but sometimes you do have to be an asshole. Sometimes you do have to allow yourself to get frustrated. If you just hold in your emotions all the time, then you're just carrying this toxic energy. And so if you're carrying this toxic energy, you're just living in fear and toxicity. So there's nothing nice about that. That's ugly. So sometimes if you get angry, you have to you have to get angry. You have to be mad. I mean, don't hurt anybody. Don't physically hurt anybody. But if something is wrong and you feel like it's wrong, then you need to stand up for yourself. You need to, in the moment, don't let things slide by. The more you let things slide by, that's when you get resentment, and that's when things get ugly. So, Mr. Nice Guy is actually the guy who is not nice at all, actually. Mr. Nice Guy is the guy who gives compliments out of fear. Mr. Nice Guy is the guy who is scared to tell you how he actually feels. But there's this other guy out there who is genuinely nice. He appreciates people. He gives them genuine compliments, but he does get angry. He does get upset. He shows his emotions. It's not perfect. And yeah, when he's upset, he he shows it. He doesn't hurt people, doesn't put people down, but I mean he can be an asshole. But that's just short-lived, that anger and that frustration. With the Mr. Nice Guy, that's long-lived. That's carried throughout the Mr. Nice Guy's life. It's carried with him the whole time. Whereas the actual nice guy, it's short, his anger and frustration is short-lived. It's something is wrong and he tells you that it's wrong. So ask yourself which one you are. Are you Mr. Nice Guy or are you a nice guy? And if you're Mr. Nice Guy, then start making changes to become genuinely nice, to become genuinely caring, to become more appreciative and grateful. So hopefully this helps. And if you got any value out of this, hit that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.